Hi, and welcome to How They Do It, our ongoing series of interviews with everyday entrepreneurs. My name is Michelle Martin, and today I'm really excited to have with me not one, but three startup entrepreneurs, Monica Morgan and Phoebe Day, who have just embarked on a new venture to start their company, Ducky Life Tea. Monica is actually a seasoned entrepreneur, and this project, though, she's bringing her daughters in, and so we're going to get to hear all about that. So welcome, Monica, Phoebe, and Morgan.
Hi, Michelle.
So, Monica, I want to start with you and ask you what got you guys into this whole idea of, first of all, you already have a business, so what made you decide you wanted to get involved in starting another one? And what made you decide you wanted to get involved with including your daughters in this?
Yeah. Well, I plead temporary insanity, but it looks like it's going to become permanent. It was actually out of left field, to be honest. Morgan, who is 16, has been thinking about wanting a job and wanting to make extra money, but she goes to a very demanding school, and it's a boarding school. She lives there, so a lot of things that would be, good employment for a teen aren't really possible for her. And to be honest, there's just been some part of me, I think I didn't even realize it. I do have a business. I do coaching and workshops, and I love all of that. But there's something about having a tangible product, and creating, like this week we've been working on what are our gifts for the holidays going to be and all of that. There's just a creativity in it that I didn't realize how much I was missing.
Right. Okay. So, Monica or Morgan and Phoebe, what made you decide that you wanted to actually go along with your mother's scheme?
Well, for me, I was kind of there when we decided that we were gonna embark on this journey. So I was really excited. Of course, I don't think I really wrapped my head around how much work it was going to be. But we're learning, and I'm really excited at the moment.
What about you, Phoebe?
Um, it, it surprised me when my mom and my sister came back from New York and was like, "Hey, guess what?" And hey, we're gonna buy a tea company. And I said, "Oh, okay. Well, let's see about this." And so, it is really exciting to see like where it's gonna take us and
Hmm.
how far we can go with it, and just kind of see what happens.
Right. So, for you guys? What's been kind of the most interesting, exciting part about getting started in all of this? What are you enjoying the most?
I really enjoyed learning about the tea. I remember we went over to a friend's house and she was showing us the tea and everything, and I really loved actually learning about it because I've always been a big tea fan, but I never knew that it came from one plant and there's all different kinds and ways to do it, and it's just been a lot of learning about not only the tea, but how to mark everything up and how to market and put stuff together. So that part has been fun.
Right. What about you, Phoebe?
I agree. I just like seeing what my mom is like when she's doing business because I know that she used to do this, and so it's kind of just fun to see her as a tea person and like learning about all the teas because I didn't really know that much about tea because I just never drank it or looked at
Right.
it or anything with it. So it is fun to learn about it.
Right. So, Monica, you're getting kind of a dream that I think many mothers of teenage daughters have, which is that their daughters get to see them as people and not just as mom. There's a real opportunity there to be able to be seen in another light. How has that been for you, working with them and kind of, they're your daughters, but, they're also your business partners?
Yeah, it's been a learning curve.
Mhm.
I think for all three of us, very much so. And I would say my learning curve has been just as steep, if not more,
Mhm.
than theirs. There's something about switching from mom, the pick your clothes up off the floor and do the dishes and take the trash out, there's that. And to start to have a consciousness that this is different, and, how I train them, is how they're going to be, when they go out after this, company and the rest of their lives. And so I'm becoming much more conscious about it. And I'm also, it also makes me more aware of, oh, gee, wow, I use that mom tone a lot. I don't think I want to do that. So it's giving me more consciousness on both sides.
Mm-hmm. Now, one of the things I know that you and I have talked about as far as what got you interested in, going this route is that this is kind of the college savings plan, and that avenue to college, which I think is such an incredibly great idea, and most families probably don't think like this. So can you talk a little bit more about, kind of that thinking and where you were coming from, as far as, starting the business from that perspective?
Yeah, I think that's where, my other life as a coach kind of comes in handy, because I really don't see problems. I just don't live in the world of problems. I kind of live in the world of possibilities and solutions. So, I'm, like you said, I'm not the only one who doesn't have a big wad of cash sitting around, and I'm looking at a junior this year, and, and then one behind her 4 years later. So, I mean, clearly something had to happen. You could do like the Hail Mary, go get a lot of money, and, or also have them, with loans, just dragged down with loans. I think our own president joked, but it probably wasn't much of a joke, saying that it wasn't too long before he hit the White House that he finished paying off his student loans. And there's some insanity in that, right? And so I think that was on my mind. But there's another level too, which is I feel like this idea that we're supposed to foot the bill for our kids for college, I feel like either that's new or maybe that's sort of somewhat class dependent. I didn't grow up with that. And that didn't happen for me. I worked my way through college. So this idea that kids get some kind of idyllic, 4 years that someone else is paying for, I'm not even sure that I'm on board with it, to tell you the truth. And I feel like already at their ages, they're getting a consciousness of like what it's really going to cost and what it's going to take and the value of it, just by working this business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that makes total sense. So Morgan, let me ask you, since you're a little closer to that whole college experience, is this work that you're doing, is it making you start to think differently about what you would want to major in or what you would want to get from the college experience? I know it's relatively new with the business, but is it already kind of having you think differently about your talents and what you might want to major in?
Yeah, actually, surprisingly, I'm more inclined to go toward business, I remember always playing Monopoly or something, being like, why would anyone choose business? That's so stupid. Even though my mom is like a businesswoman. Well, I thought that, but the more that I work at it, the more I see how much potential it has, The amount you work doesn't always amount to what you're working, or what you're making, rather.
Right.
It's really interesting, especially starting off when we're putting in, and there's just not anything yet, because it's such a small thing at the moment. So that has been really interesting. But then also knowing that the more work I do, the more chance I have to succeed. So the opportunity and flexibility within the business has definitely given me a new perspective on everything. And yeah, maybe I'm more open to going down the business route instead of else.
Mm-hmm. Phoebe, what about you? What do you what has been the most surprising thing to you about this whole experience? Like, what has really kind of been like, oh, I didn't expect that?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's just so new and fresh that it's just kind of fun, and you just want to do everything that you can to make it blossom and grow
Right.
to the best that it can be.
Right.
I do want to like pursue this and carry it to far places and travel around to see where everything comes from. But right now, I like it. I like
That's
it.
great. Yeah. So tell me, we're coming to the end of our time together, and Monica, I'm going to start with you. So what is it that you're looking forward to the most in the next couple of months? You know, again, I know this is a relatively new venture. What are you most excited about coming up in the next few months?
Well, right now, and because we acquired the company, and I've never done that before. I've always been a startup type of person. So right now, just kind of getting it from someone else and kind of getting it into shape. I have to say it's a little bit not as much the fun part for me.
Right.
So I'm more excited about, like, we're starting to have really exciting ideas. Well, how do we make loose leaf? You know, we sell very high-end organic loose leaf fair trade tea. You know, it's a very small segment of the market. And I've got a college student. So we're having these great conversations about, well, how do we make this vibrant for college students? What would make them actually want to, you know, use this product? Like, so I think the place where we can start to carve out some new, new parts of this little niche and figure out where we belong and
Right.
get our own, introduce our own, you know, tea varieties. Like, I think I'm ready for the part where we can put our own mark on it.
Right, right. Like have your stamp on it.
Yeah.
Make tea cool for college students, right?
I really want to do that.
Yeah. Morgan and Phoebe, what about you guys? What are you most looking forward to in the next few months?
Like my mom said, I think just coming up with new ways to make it our own, and we definitely have been talking about, you know, how to make it cool for younger people, and also, you know, how can we include holiday gifts and everything that we haven't really done before. And I think that we have a chance to make this tea really like awesome. Well, not again, just in general. You know, it's a relatively new idea with Tivana and everything. Like, they definitely introduced it, but I think we could take it to a whole nother level.
All right, cool. Phoebe, what about you?
I'm really excited for the shows because I want to like introduce it to new people because I feel like we're gonna go to like creative shows where we're gonna be our own stand and we're gonna be the creative stand that everybody's like gonna be jealous of and they're like, oh my gosh, that's that tea stand over there. We're gonna be like the cool stand that everybody wants to buy from and like with the cool young people selling the tea. So I'm excited to do the show.
I love it. I want to see when that, like, take pictures, take movies, post it to your Facebook page. I want to see that stand.
Okay.
Now, so this is my closing question for you guys. I'm assuming coffee is not allowed at your house now?
Never has been, really.
Okay, so it's a tea thing.
I mean, I've always been a tea person, and I used to have a coffee maker here just for, like, friends who would visit, but, like, it broke, and I'm just so not interested in replacing it.
So I could be a target market for you because I love my coffee. So you could try to, like, show me how I need to stop drinking my coffee.
Oh, you don't even have to stop drinking coffee, but I can definitely give you some teas that are going to give your coffee a run for its money.
All right.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. All right. Well, I want to thank you guys so much for talking with me. I definitely want to check back with you guys in like 6 months or so, see how things are going. I know you're in that hectic startup period, so.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't bother us the first week of January.
No.
I'm not answering the phone.
All right. So by 6 months, I meant March. How's that? When it's spring, when it's starting to get nice again.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Michelle.
No, thank you. And again, this is Michelle Martin, and I have been talking with Monica, Morgan, and Phoebe Day about their new business, Ducky Life Tea. And this has been the How They Do It Entrepreneurial Interview Series. Thanks for watching.